Penny, I just got a new horse, and I was wondering about what kind of hay and feed I should feed my horse for it to look good and play good and
And do well?
yeah.
Okay, well, we'll start with hay. I prefer a mixture of Timothy and alfalfa. It could be 50-50, it could be 60-40 either way. That doesn't bother me. But I want quite a bit of alfalfa in there. And if it's good Timothy and alfalfa, I prefer that over straight alfalfa. Now, but I've gotten away sometimes from feeding Timothy and alfalfa because the quality either ran very good, which is fine, to good, to average, to poor. So I changed to alfalfa in a place where I was getting it. The alfalfa ran the same. Every load was the same. Every bale was the same. It was excellent. You feed less alfalfa. Maybe during the summer months, some people would say, well, maybe it's going to be too hot. We should go with Timothy. Well, maybe that's true. Everybody seems to be an expert on feeds, but I prefer Timothy and alfalfa. All right. But the first thing you do in the morning is you have to have the grain, right?
Right.
So if it's an average horse doing average work, he's going to need about 4 quarts of oats. You can mix that with a little omaline, or you can mix pellets. There's many kinds of pellets. Purina Pride comes to mind. That seems to, a lot of the players seem to use that and like it. In the evening, if the horse is playing hard in good polo, then you're probably going to go a bit more than 4 quarts. You might go 5 or 6 quarts in the evening. But he's got to clean it up as long as he cleans it up. The alfalfa is very good. You just have to lighten up on him a little bit. I have some good quality alfalfa right here. Now this, see the difference? Well, that's really great.
Yeah, it is greener.
Well, that's 100% alfalfa where this is there. You got some alfalfa, and then you have your Timothy. See your stem.
Okay.
All right. What else would you like to know?
Grains.
Different grains. All right. Right now, I have some young horses, and I'm just playing this summer, so I'm just going to poop around. I'm not going to get any home runs or anything like that. I'm just going to. And what I'm doing with my horses right now is I'm giving them. There's some omaline in here, and I'm using whole oats. Now I prefer crimped oats.
Okay.
But right now, don't ask me why. I'm using whole oats with omaline, mixed maybe about 5 oats to 1 omaline, which is 1 bag or 1 gallon, but it's about 5 to 1. That makes a nice mixture. And these horses are getting about 4 quarts in the morning, 4 quarts at night.
Okay.
Of that mixture. And hay, right now what I'm doing is I'm feeding the straight alfalfa. They'll get a pretty generous amount when I get to work them by mid-morning, and then in either evening meals they'll get a generous amount. They'll get I can't go by the pound. I never have weighed, and I just just by feel. That's what it goes like. I'm sure there's pounds, how many pounds they're supposed to have per day.
Okay. What about pellets? Some people feed pellets.
Pellets, they're good. I've had good luck with Purina Pride 200. A lot of people use in high gold polo and mixed with oats. Some people use chow checker pellets and have their horses turned out, and they don't use. They just rough out. They get whatever pasture they can, and they get the chow checker pellets, and that works all right. The only thing is, they don't have the energy to play high gold polo, and I'll just throw that in because I know that's a fact. A horse to play good polo, it's got to be fit, it's got to be strong, it's got to be well fed.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, we could have gone into some more things, but there's a hell of, I never, up until 6-7 years ago, I never used pellets. So a friend of mine asked, why don't we, I had my horses with him. He says, what do you say we try them? I said, okay, let me ask somebody that knows. I asked Glenn Hart. He worked for for Taylor's, and I think he manufactured some pellets. And they worked with Ski Johnson later, and they used pellets. So I went to him, and he told me what amount to give the horses. Start them slow, and then increase it up to a certain amount. And he said, but you're going to find one thing: they're not going to have the juice. The horse is not going to have the juice that you want if you really want to play good polo. I was just pooping around playing low goal polo, so that was all right. That didn't bother me. But that's if you have a horse in the pasture, you bring him in the morning to work or to play, you can't do well in high goal polo. They just don't have enough. Did you know that, Mr. Martin?
No, I did
now
not,
you know.
sir.
See,
Now I know that.
now some people will disagree with it, but I know I'm right.
Okay. About salt.
Salt, they have to have salt in front of them at all times.
Why?
Well, that's a good question, but I was told. Well, it's just like the body needs a certain amount of salt, especially when they're doing when it's very, very hot.
Okay, one of the big supposed benefits of using the pelleted feeds is that they have the supplements in the pelleted feed to begin with. It's got all the minerals and salts.
I can understand that, but mine always have salt in front of them.
You use the mineral salt or the white salt?
Both. I probably lean a little bit more towards the white salt because it stays together a little bit better, where the other falls apart, crumbles, and it doesn't last as long. It's probably more beneficial, but if you put it in the bin where the horse gets oats, that breaks, and then the horse won't eat his feed.
Okay. Electrolytes?
Electrolytes, during the summer months when it's very, very hot, you should use electrolytes. I don't use electrolytes during the first part of the season down here in Florida, January, February, or December, January, February, because I think the weather's all right. But when it starts getting hot, I like to have electrolytes.
Do you use any other supplement?
Well, we use wheat bran. A horse should have, at least twice a week, should have a bran mash, hot bran mash.
Okay, now is that in relation to playing? You want that after the game, before the game?
Preferably after not the night before the game, maybe the night after they played or the following day. That doesn't bother me, but I don't think I want to mash mine tonight if they're going to play tomorrow.
Thank you, John.
All right.
You've done good.
Well, I don't know.
Proud of
That's the way
Betty and Bunky
that's the way we're going to do it.
All right, good.
But on those brand matches, some people at the track they love brand, and maybe after a race. I know Bob Connors. He trains a few horses, and he has polo ponies or Gulfstream, and he had a little girl working for him. He said, "Now every time after a game, mash my horse. Give him a brand mash."
Well,
I like to do it twice a week.
There's an obvious benefit to brand, and that cleans them out a little bit.
Keeps them loose, and they have less chance to get colic. 'Cause you need a horse. You're going to play in 2 truckers tomorrow, all right? And maybe he's too tight, and he colics tonight. What the hell are you going to use tomorrow? So you got to keep him right. It's easier to just go out and give him the oats and get out of town. It takes a little longer to give a brand mash, but I've always been. It's not what's easy. It's what's going to be the best for the horse.